Yo, good morning, good morning. We're going to continue with the action system today, and the idea is to finish it by tomorrow. I don't know if that's a bit optimistic, but let's hope for a productive session now. And as for progress so far, we have the skeletal structure done, so like the foundation, and now we're testing this new implementation by re-implementing the different actions. So yesterday we did focus real quick. With this new system, we're really not going to have that much code, it looks like. We'll see when we put it to the test a little bit later today what we need to do here. Good morning, Harukanan. We also have inspect. Also a very bare bones action with this new system. I don't really know what we had. Stop processing. Start processing, inspect. Yeah. But we're going to start today with implementing the action interaction pickup with this new system. And hopefully it will look quite a bit nicer than this. I hope. We'll see. Okay, I have no idea what's up with this reloading domain. Done. Okay. There we go. So let's add a action interaction pick up. Do we might wanna rename this one while we're doing this. I'm thinking about renaming it hold. Focus, inspect, hold. It all depends on... Nah, we're probably gonna go with hold, actually. If we would have done an implementation where we have action, interaction, drop, and action, interaction, pickup, then it would make sense. But just like focus has focus and unfocus, and inspect has inspect and despect, I have no idea. Hold is going to be hold, unhold. We have Okay. Okay, let's see here then. Finish initialize. I wonder why these, when we automatically generate these overridden methods, they generate in the incorrect order. I would love them to be generated in initialize, process, finish, interrupt. Instead, we get finish, initialize, interrupt, process. No idea why. Okay, and we want to compare this one to pickup. We're going to need an attribute handler, body definition, and animator. Luckily, I think the last thing we did in yesterday's stream was to define this so that an action actually has the reference to the entity doing the action. Still not sure about this one. But so if we take a look at pickup here, we do need a reference to attribute handler, body definition, and animator. We need, I think it's like this. Attribute handler, we get the strength, so we know how much this entity can carry. Pick up. Body definition, we get the anchor points. Like humanoids pick stuff up with the hands. Some creatures might pick it up with the mouth. And then we have animator because we want to trigger some animations when we pick stuff up. So previously we did it like this, and then we don't have, by doing it like this, we don't have a reference to, the entity, we just have it to their specific the components we need. But I wonder, like entity, dynamic entity needs an attribute handler, body. Like, I'm wondering if it's just cleaner to have it like this. So attribute handler get private set. It's very humanoid specific. Do we even use body part type anymore? Yeah, we do. Definition, body definition, apparel, consume, interaction, body parts. Okay, I think what we're gonna do this time around is I want to say that action. I want to say that having a host entity like this is probably good. So if we take a look at, now we have instantiate here, so we probably want to do instantiate. I want to send in is that a good terminology? Let's see. Target executioner. We can keep it as host for now. So we do something like this. And if we do it like this, then when we implement hold, we don't need to have a reference to attribute handler, body definition, or animator, because we will have those from entity, I would say. Entity has... Or actually, entity has... I don't think entity has anything, but dynamic entity has attribute handler. Animate entity has body definition. Body definition. Fuck, do we want to have body definition? I wonder if we want to pack animator into body. We'll see. But animate entity will have animator as well. So we'll get all of these from host. Okay. So let's see what happens here in pickup. In awake, we get these. We already have these. Then we have start processing, stop processing, pick up. So then I wonder if we want to do something like this. So we have in action, interaction, hold. We have interactable hold. So this is for... It's going to be a more specific version of this. So we're going to keep it as entity until the very last second when we need to do something very specific with it. That's when we try and get the specific component, in this case interactable hold, instead of just entity. And that's because we want to do... Yeah, we want to do a lot of weird stuff when we hold it. Or like we want to do very weird. We want to do specific stuff on the holder, and we want to do specific stuff on whatever is being held. Yeah. Public bool available, get protected set. So action, interaction, hold, then we can go back to this one, I think. Target interactable hold. So initialize. Let's take a look at this one. So ready, initialize, processing, finishing, interrupting. Ready, getting set to ready state. We don't really do anything except for setting the state to ready and notifying stuff. Yeah, so initialize is when we move from ready to processing, or it's the state between ready and processing. So it's when we are about to start processing, but we really haven't just yet. And I think what we want to do is start processing. So I guess this would be the same as this one. Base, start processing, interaction. Start processing. Yeah, fuck this. Hopefully we can make it much cleaner now. So initialize. We want to get the interactable pickup, but it's going to be interactable hold. So we unfortunately want to do it something very similar to this. We're not going to check for null or if it fails or anything like that. And then we have a start coroutine here. We're not going to have a coroutine. Stop processing. Okay, so we're going to do it like this. In initialize, we just do target interactable hold is equal to base.target as interactable hold. One sec. We do base.target.get interactable. I want to double check one thing soon. And we do type as interactable hold. But I want to see what problems we might, or that might arise from doing as on something that is null. C# as keyword. Let's see. Conversion isn't possible. The as operator returns null. Good. Good. Beautiful. So we're gonna get a lot. Yeah, I think this is good. And then we have process. So this is where we're actually processing the action. And so we're gonna do this stuff. Although I wonder where we want to do. So in start processing here, we actually do handle interaction. I wonder if we want to do this in initialize as well. Nah, I think we want to do it in processing. Handle interaction. Hmm. Do we want to send in? Previously we sent this one in. I don't know why. Honestly, or actually, yeah, we send it in here. I don't know why. I had some idea about it, but action interaction. Interactor. Handle pre-interaction. Handle interaction, cancel interaction. Like, I don't know if we need... this one just yet. Maybe. We'll see, we'll see. Action interaction holds. Interactable hold. So let's do handle interaction. Action. Interaction. Or is it? Just hold. I named it wrong. We just want to name it hold, I think. Interactable hold. Oh, maybe. Yo, what's up, Dan, over on YouTube? I noticed that you used a full screen render pass outline system instead of backface. Are you experiencing any performance issues? No, I can't really say that I do. I think, like, in 2025, full screen effects are pretty... they are used a lot. You usually have quite a lot of full screen effects in games these days, right? And the full screen effect or the outline renderer feature I'm using, it just traverses every pixel once, but for every pixel it traverses, it checks all of its intermediate neighbors. So I guess it would be the equivalent of doing like a filter, a 3x3 filter, which isn't that much, to be honest. But the quick answer, no, I haven't noticed any performance issues tied to the RenderPass outline implementation. Or did I screw up? Interactable, yes, okay. Hmm. And okay, because I'm really in love with how your project is looking, and I would love to play and maybe implement your method in something I'm working on. I've got, depending on what engine you're using, but my outline implementation is available on my GitHub. Currently only for Unity 21.2 and some other version, I don't remember. Not for Unity 6 just yet. I'm in the process of updating it for Unity 6, and hopefully I will push it to the GitHub repository in the coming months. It's just that I want to make, like, I've improved my outline shader or outline implementation quite a lot since the first video. So when I update it for Unity 6, I want to make a video about it as well, explaining the improvements and stuff like that. But like the version that is available on my GitHub right now, you should be able to use it in Unity 6, but you're gonna have to do it with a I don't remember what it's called, but so renderer features got a pretty big change in Unity 6, but you can still use the old implementations if you mark them as, I don't remember the term for it, but you should be able to use it with Unity 6. Okay, so no issues. Let's see. Target interactable hold. And now my question is, that's so helpful. Thank you very much. No problem at all. You're using Unity 6. Let's see here. Unity 6 render feature. I just want to see. Don't we have... Okay. You should be able to use it with Unity 6. Compatibility mode is what you want to do. So if you want to use the outline solution I've got on my GitHub with Unity 6, you can enable compatibility mode and you should be able to use it. And then, as I said, in the near future, I will update it to utilize the new renderer feature system. Okay, so process. What I want to do here, one sec. Action, action, action. So we go from ready to initializing. We change the state and then we call initialize and then we return true. Maybe that we want to make this one return a boolean and then we return that one, because what I want to do here now is when we're done initializing, that's actually where I want to do set state dot processing. Actually, when we move from onReady change invoke, we actually want to invoke this one here as well, right? And then we do initialize and it calls on processing, that is this one. Then we do on process change, onReady change. So we initialize, here we can check if something is true or not. We might fail this one, but then we start processing. And so we call set state process. Which means that we get to this one, right? We change it to processing, we invoke this one. And then we don't call process because fuck, is this weird? Because I want to call we're gonna do it like this. We're not gonna set state here. Initialize. I think I want to do this, but I might regret this eventually. True. Oops. because then when we move from ready to initializing, we return this one. We will be able to move from initializing. So if initializing fails, we're going to move to interrupt. Yo, what's up, Diligence? Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday so far. Yeah, I think this is nice. So the idea is that I want the action handler to bring the action from or do I? I want to do it here actually. Ooh, maybe we do. So maybe if initialize set return set state else return set state. Is that weird? I guess we could put it like this instead. return initialize. So initialize, finish, really, yeah, initialize, finishing, and interrupting. Fucking hell, this one should be called, either we should change the name of, actually, initializing, finishing, interrupting. These states are like, they are temporary states, if that makes sense. Or with a fixed exit point. We want to do something and then we exit the state, while processing can go on for a while. It's a little bit weird here though, because this one is going to return true if we succeed interrupting it, and this one is going to return true. Maybe we just don't care about return statements here, but we'll see. The idea is that we're in ready state, we want to move to initializing, so we set the new state to be initializing. Then we invoke on ready change because we have just moved away from ready. And then we return, and we start initializing, and if this one succeeds or fails, we either call or change the state to processing or interrupting. So then we go back to this one, but now we have processing here. We get down to this one, we just set the state to processing, we invoke on process change, and then we return true. In the case of interrupt, we just do state is equal to interrupting, on process change invoke. Actually, when we set state interrupting here, we're actually in state, we are in state red, no, in initializing. So when we call interrupting here, we're actually in state initializing. Interrupting. So we might wanna do it like, processing in. So this is when we move from processing to interrupting, and then we might want to have a case where we go from initializing to interrupting. Then we don't call this one. I wonder if we might not even need to do interrupt. Probably. Worry a tiny bit about this one, like how much bigger is it gonna get? Check the Dependencies. I don't know, like returning stuff like this probably. Could possibly remove this one soon. It doesn't really have a purpose or serve a purpose, and it's a little bit unclear what it means in cases like this. But okay. So process. The idea is that we're gonna call process each frame. We're not gonna have it as a action handler is gonna process it. So it's not gonna be a where do we have it? It's not going to be a coroutine like we have it here. Instead, we're going to have action handler that for every action that is currently processing, we're going to go through them each frame and call it. But one sec. It would probably be best to have this and this as well as this. Or actually, this is going to be in initializing, and this is going to be in finishing or interrupting, I think. Course. Handling direction. I'm not entirely sure just yet if we want to keep these as... Maybe we don't want to have these as mono behaviors either. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yo, what's up, Mena Pro? What are we doing today? We're still working on the action state machine. Wouldn't it be extremely nice if these weren't mono behavior either? That would be nice, I think. But then again, we need something like this. Are we gonna have a circular dependency here as well? Probably. Yo, what's up, Ling Ling? Is this the dude who makes the game with the dudes who are collected by dudes to complete a dude collection? Hell yeah. I'm fine, I'm fine. How about you? I'm just fighting the usual circular dependency. Ling Ling, after my internship, I'm not officially not stupid in C#, but that's a double negative, which makes it very difficult for me to understand. But I'm gonna... So it's either... So it's a little bit of a sarcastic, right? After my internship, I'm not officially not stupid in C#. So if one would say after my internship, I'm officially not stupid in C#, that's positive, that's nice. After my internship, I'm not officially not stupid. After my internship, I'm unofficially not stupid in C#. That would be a nice sentence as well. Did I unintentionally roast myself? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I think it's a little bit of a sarcastic roast. But I don't know. English is hard sometimes, you know. But hopefully you have had an enjoyable internship. I don't know if I want to keep my intro. I haven't thought about this one, if we should do interactable mono behavior. I don't know. Dan, do you have a Discord channel? Yes, I do. I think it should be in the YouTube live stream video description. If it's not, let me know and I will update it and post it in chat, the link to my Discord. Ling Ling, it was amazing. I'm going back as a student job on Monday, and the people gave me the chillest contract you've ever heard. I can work any amount of days per week in the next academic year remotely for the entire year. That sounds like a very nice setup. Congratulations. I had a little bit of a summer break, so I haven't worked on my game for a couple of months. Started working today again. Or this week again, and so far we have done a couple of short streams, but with good progress, I would say. Ling Ling, you the goat. I try. So pretty much what we've been doing this week is, so we have this action system. Like I really need to write up a good, very compact 2-sentence description of this action system, what it is, what it's going to be used for, and so on. But a lot of this gameplay is going to be a simulation kind of stuff, and for our entities in the simulation, they're going to be able to do a lot of actions. So we need a robust state machine action system behind the scenes. And that's what we're working on right now. We had one previously, we have it here. This is the old implementation. And it did its job. But the more we started to extend gameplay and stuff like that, it started to break in the seams, like it does. So we're just doing a revision of it, or like a rework of it, updating it, make it more straightforward, simpler, but with still the same amount of functionality. Ling, why do you use VS for C#? Any reason for that? Honestly, I just wanted a lightweight IDE to write in. I don't care about that much about bells and whistles in my IDE. I used to use Atom, but eventually moved to VS Code. Because I think they stopped supporting Atom, if I remember correctly. Way back when, I also used Visual Studio. So not VS Code. So this is VS Code. It's a little bit more lightweight than Visual Studio. But way back when, I used Visual Studio, but I just found it to be extremely slow. So, like, I'm not exaggerating, it was extremely slow. But I don't know, like, VS Code is starting to become quite heavy these days as well, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it has all of these AI features from out of the box and stuff like that. Like, what I want currently, maybe in the future, I'm gonna take this back, but right now, I just want an IDE where I can write code and it highlights errors for me, pretty much. I don't even know if I want completion, but yeah, we'll see. Like, I want to know when I've done something wrong, but I'm not entirely sure I want it to suggest completions for me. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe I will jump ship soon enough. I remember previous to the summer, we had one stream which was pretty much the whole stream went to trying to fix some formatting stuff. In VS Code, because after an update, for some reason, it started formatting my code differently. And that's stuff like that. That's not what I want to do when I sit down to develop. I spilled some coffee here. I might need to grab a towel. Yeah, one sec, be right back. Okay, back. Sorry about that. Ling Ling, I'm not entirely against completion of a word, though it can be annoying as fuck. Completion of entire code lines or more is insane. Yeah, that's what I feel currently as well. But maybe it will grow on me. Maybe. Okay, so part of reworking this action system is also to optimize it. We're moving away from mono behavior for every separate action. Do we want to move away from mono behavior for every separate interactable as well? That is my question. Maybe. So that would look something like interactable. We would have public interactable entity host. But can we have... We can't have an abstract constructor, right? But like, I don't want to implement this here. We're gonna do it like this, of course. We do it like this, and then we have a public abstract instantiate. Instantiate the host. Something like that. Yeah, abstract void instantiate. So we do something like this. Ling Ling, what's mono behavior again? It's like, it's a base class in Unity. I think the Unity docs can explain it way better than I ever could. Do we have, maybe we have a short here. It's a base class that offers lifecycle functions like awake, start, update, and so on. And it always exists as a component of a game object. It's extremely nice to work with and to utilize, but not everything needs to be a mono behavior. Like, mono behavior comes with a performance cost. It might not be that much, but if you have 100 entities, my type of entities, that has 20 actions each, it's gonna degrade performance more if all of those actions are mono behaviors or derived from mono behaviors, as opposed to just being a simple C# class. But yeah, we're gonna do it like this, and then we're gonna implement this one. Oops. I'm gonna do it here. So interactable hold, what do we need to get from the host here? We need interactable pickup. We need do we need the entity? I think we do. Don't like this at all. Maybe it's better to just, okay, we can make it even simpler this time around. So we do forget I ever did this. Now we do interactable. Forget I did this, and instead we do type available, and we do protected. And here I just want to add the same warning we have here. I don't know exactly how I'm going to solve this. I've been watching some content on performance by Casey. It can be interesting. And thank you. I will write that down and check it out. Is that performance in general or performance specifically like C# or Unity? And yeah, we don't want to have a constructor like this. We want to have... Do we have it like this? Oh yeah. Casey Muratori just talks about general performance and how CPUs do work. Okay. Okay, so now we have base host here. So for instance, when we do start interaction, we do rigid body. Do we need this one a lot? Yeah, we have weight here. Use attribute instead. Yeah, we're gonna fix this soon. Use attribute instead. Let me write a note here. To be fair, performance considerations are useful in every language, even if it just stays as considerations. Yeah, I agree. I like to have it just like in the back of the head at all times. Just quickly think about when you implement something, like how does this affect performance, or how worst case, best case, so on. I try not to focus too much on it in a way such that I get paralyzed by it. Sometimes I do, though, but yeah. It's a fine line. It's a fine line. So float weight here. Do I wanna fix this now? No, I don't. Do we even use RB here? No, we don't. So let's just copy this one as it is. Float weight, RB mass. Yeah, actually, let's do it like this. So we're gonna have this temporary like this. So when we do start interaction, interactable instantiate. This is also temporary, actually. We can remove this. Because eventually, when we get weight here, for instance, we want to do it through. We want to do it through the entity class, not through the rigid body, if that makes sense. Anagul, what's up? What's up? By the way, there's a Discord. I need it. Yes, it is. We have it in the description of the YouTube channel. I mostly, I post updates there every time I go live. I post every time I release a new video. I post. It's a great place to ask questions and stuff like that. Ling Ling, my internship task was nice. I was given plenty of time to improve flexibility and performance. Nice, nice. So you had one specific task for the full internship. I love when it's structured like that. It's almost like when you do a master thesis or a smaller one. I don't remember what that is called, but like when you can just focus on one big task for a long while. I love it. The plugin had to run on all versions of Vue. Is that how you say it? 2 and 3 frontend. So it needed a lot of flexibility. When I read Vue, it rings a tiny, tiny bell. I need to... Oh, JavaScript framework, yes. I might have actually done something very small with it a while back. Okay, so this instantiate is going to be temporary as well. To do instantiate being virtual is most likely temporary. We want to go through all info. Something like that. So what I mean is, like, something that is interactable that you're gonna hold, we need to know the weight of that item, right? If we can hold, if we're strong enough to hold it or not. And to get that weight of this one, we're gonna go through entity to attributes. But for now, we just do it with RB. So in instantiate here, we're gonna do base instantiate host. And after this, we're gonna do RB is equal to host.gameObject.getComponentRigidBody. So then we have this in place. So we're not using awake anymore. We should have a set of anchor points, definitely. So those are transforms, which means I think we want to do system.serializable. And then we want to put this one here, serialized field transform anchor points. Ling the backend was done in 2 days. It was easy. So I guess, okay, so most of the time was spent on the front end. Fucking front end stuff, man. Okay, so the old implementation, we now have anchor points, we have type, and we have changed pickup to be named hold instead. I think it's a little bit better. We have wait, we have awake. We don't do it as awake anymore. Okay, then we have handle interaction. We're pretty much gonna do it exactly like this, I think. So when we hold something, we want to do like this. It's not called entity anymore, however. Host. And marked for destruction. This one I think we can fix in another way eventually, but we can do it like this for now. Interactable, hold, interactable. We have instantiate, then we have start interaction and cancel interaction. Right now we don't do anything specifically with hold. Maybe in the future we will. I don't know yet, just yet. And then we have align by anchor point. Where do we transform parent anchor point? Oh, do we have it like this? Yo, what's up, PG King 9? Just passing by to say hi. Sadly, I have errands to do. I appreciate you passing by and saying hi. Good luck with the errands and have a great rest of the day, PG King. Ling, the front end wasn't that bad, to be fair. It was 3 pages. I might have read that already, but we'll see. It was making the plugin compatible with literally every Vue. I'm gonna pronounce it as Vue version ever. Besides, that was rough. Oh yeah, I can imagine. Compatibility, like, most of the time I don't like doing compatibility stuff, and it feels like nobody else likes to do compatibility stuff as well, because I mean, like, just check how often things get deprecated and stuff like that in APIs and whatnot. Unity, for instance, like changing the full renderer features all the time, pretty much without no thought about compatibility. But yeah, I don't know. View is correct. Okay. Align by anchor point. I don't even know where we're calling this one, or I'm pretty sure it's here. Yeah. But what the fuck, isn't it weird? Oh, no, it's not weird at all that we do it like this. Okay, I get it. We're gonna copy this one. 1 sec. Okay, back. Sorry about that. I mean, my compatibility stuff boiled down to Yeah, that's a lot of stuff that flies right over my head, but sounds nice. Ooh, here we have one thing that sucks. We're gonna look into it soon. So as we can see here, we have align by anchor point, and then we have transform rotation. Yeah, we do rotation, and local position. We're gonna go, we no longer have a transform reference. We're gonna go through entity here, so host pretty much. So I want to take a look at entity. Or actually, yeah, it's much easier than that. We just need to add. We can't use transform directly. We need to do base.host.transform. Yeah, I think that's good. Boils down to Ling boils down to remove all dependencies and make everything plain old HTML/CSS, because every web browser can read those too. Yeah, that's true. I like that, boiling it down to the smallest common denominator, whatever it's called. Okay, so in initialize here, we want to do a lot more stuff as opposed to what we have so far. If we take a look at the old interaction pickup, we did, when we do start processing here, we do this, and then we do handle interaction here. So I guess we're gonna do if target interactable hold is equal to null. We're gonna have one of these checks, and we just return false. Otherwise, we do target interactable hold dot hand or start interaction with this, and I love this. And then we want to do this. So we want to define pickup definitions. Hold system.serializable, and then we want to add pickup definitions, pickup definitions, action interaction pickup definition. Yeah, we're gonna make this a little bit nicer. We're gonna put it down here. So now we're in namespace game.actions.interactions. So we're gonna rename this one hold definition. I think that's about it. Much nicer. Ling, we kept it simple because we're stupid. No, you kept it simple because you're smart. Keeping things simple is the shit. I love it. Okay, pickup definitions. Yeah, we want to rename this one as well to hold definitions. Action interaction pickup. Yeah, let's go down to here. So pickup, this is the coroutine we used previously. We're not going to rely on coroutines anymore. I hate the fact that we're gonna have empty process right now. We'll see if we need to do something with process, but let's take this one and jump down to here. Available. Yeah, we wanna hold definition. Available old definitions. Old definitions. Dot where, so we need to so here we pretty much get, are we able to carry this one? So it's pretty much, we have hold definitions here. So we want to get a hold definition that has the same anchor point count as the object we're trying to lift. So for instance, something that is very wide needs 2 anchor points. You need to carry it by 2 points, otherwise it will fall over. And then we have weight as well. So the weight limit on our hold definition needs to be more than whatever we're trying to carry. And then we order it by smallest weight limit. And that is, I think we have the example of the shovel. If it's heavy enough, we're going to carry it on our shoulders instead of just holding it in our hand. So we pretty much, these lines calculate how we should carry something. All right. And if if available hold definitions dot length is equal to 0, then we return false, because then we can't lift whatever this is. But if we continue, we're gonna do a lot of stuff. We're gonna do body definition, get anchor points. Do we have another if here? So we take those two, put them here. Target interactable hold. Available hold definitions dot first. What's the problem? Oh yeah. And then we wanted to do a second check here as well. I like it being structured like this, honestly. Do a lot of checks in initialize. So we want to do this check. If so, like this, and then we have body definition here. We want to get it from entity. So do we use it on we just use it here? Okay, so we pretty much want to do body definition. Body is equal to host game object dot get component body definition. So then we also start here with if body is not equal to, or if body is equal to null, or get anchor points returns false, then we return false as well, because then we can't carry it. And then we have weight ratio. So here we calculate how we should carry stuff. Layer index, here we work with animator as well. Do we set parent? Yeah. Animator, I want to add a I think. We don't want to do get component every time, I don't think. Actually, we're gonna do it like this. Because animator is just visual, so let's see. Weight ratio. Body anchor. Yeah, we're gonna do it like this. So this is getting the animator to animate accordingly. This is pretty... it's a long method now, but yeah, we need to do a lot of stuff when we pick something up or start holding something. And then finally we have set parent to the anchor point false, and then we have align by anchor point. Okay, great. Handle more target anchor points. Ooh, yeah. We're gonna copy that comment as well. Bam. And then we do... ooh, here we do set parent.transform. Align by anchor point, and we're actually gonna have a public void set parent. Always forget. Let's see. World position stays. Something like this. So that's everything we do in initialize hold or interaction hold. It's quite a lot. And then we have an empty, so this is the equivalent of our process currently. Although I'm not entirely sure what we wanted. Oh, maybe I do. We are gonna do... yeah, hell yeah. We're just gonna do this actually. For now. Action interaction hold. So our process is gonna be very similar to what it was previously. We're gonna do if state is equal to... I don't know about... let's see here. I just need to check action. We have public state get private set here. Do we want it as open as this? Like, I'm wondering if I want a method that is called isInState or something like that. We do state, if state is not in state processing. Fuck, this isn't true. How do we want to exit this one? Here we check that we're in state processing. Honestly, I don't know what we want to do here right now. Yo, what's up, Derek? Sorry I missed the start. No sweat, no sweat. You're welcome when you want to. Hope you've had a nice day so far. It's going pretty good here, I would say. We're implementing hold, which is, it was previously implemented as pickup, but this time it's hold. So we're starting to try out, or we're trying out the new action state machine. And I think it's pretty nice so far. I'm just not entirely sure how we want to handle process right now. For now, we're gonna leave it empty. I'm pretty sure we're gonna do certain stuff at all times here. Eventually. So this was basically the processing previously. It was empty here as well, so it's not the end of the world to keep it like that for now. But then we want to do this. Okay. So when we finish something, we want to do something. When we interrupt, we're eventually gonna want to do something else. But for now, we're gonna keep it like this, and animator. That is true. It was pretty nice previously that we, like when we do it as a coroutine, we keep this stuff around. I don't know if that's something we want to do right now. Probably, let's do... So we just need to have pickup definition here. Target interactable hold. Hold definition. Or if we want to keep... Yeah, maybe. Interactable hold definition. So then we use hold definition down here. Layer index. This doesn't look too nice. Target hold definition, layer name. Can we do this in a better way? Layer name. It's an int, right? Layer index, yes. Yeah. Get layer index. It feels like we're getting it from this one if we put it like this. Yo, what's up, dev guy? Thank you for the raid, appreciate it. Hope you had a wonderful stream. So over on this stream, we're developing a Tamagotchi Viva Pinata-like game, but we're currently doing like a state machine kind of thing. A state machine that should control what actions and when and what actions an entity can take, pretty much. I hope that summarizes it good enough. Okay, so I just added this method here because I want it to look a little bit cleaner over here. So what we do instead is, I wonder if this even looks better, honestly. Maybe not, but we do, so we do get layer index animator. Animator set layer weight. Layer index. I wonder, we can probably set layer weight. Don't we have... No, we can only do it by index. Okay, let's keep it like this then. Ling Ling, appreciate the lurk. Good luck in League of Legends. And Dev Guy, it's Unity, yes, but we're not using dots. We're working on... so when I refer to entities right now, we haven't dipped our toes in entities just yet. But in our game, we have our own definition of entities. But we're using proper namespaces, so it should be okay. But you're not the first one commenting on it, which makes me wonder if entity is a bad name for it, but I can't really think about another name that encapsulates it as good. Weight ratio, yeah. Target, whole definition, weight affects animation. How did we solve that one previously? We just did it with 0, right? Yeah, we're gonna have to... And then set integer pickup definition parameter name. Yeah, the only thing we want to do here is target old definition. Finish interrupt. So right now when we stop this action, we exit it the same way, independent on how we stopped it, if we were finishing it or interrupted. And for now, because I want to make this run, we are gonna change this one. Okay, and I think this is the new way of implementing hold. It's much more structured into separate methods for the different phases of the action. Which I like. It's no longer a mono behavior. The action itself is not a mono behavior, and the interactable is not a mono behavior. It has a reference to one, but that's okay. Okay. So what I want to do now is action handler. Let's see your entity. So entity currently has a dictionary with type and interactable. And here we add focus and inspect. We also want to be able to add it in the editor. Previously we did it by adding components. So eventually we do for each interactable get components. We're not going to do this anymore. Instead we will define, because these are not mono behaviors anymore, so we're just gonna add them to a list basically. We're gonna instantiate them though, but that's about it. Dev guy, all right, I guess I should get some sleep, starting to get drowsy. Alright, enjoy, and thank you once again for the raid, appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Ooh, I want to try this. Okay, so one thing we're gonna have to do here now is okay, let's see. I want to move to entity again, and we want to do, I need to check one thing here related to our attributes, attribute definition, not definition, instance. Could it be? Attribute functions. Abstract selectable. Okay, let's try this. Editor extensions. We're gonna do it here. We're gonna do not this one. Let's clean this up a bit. Game environment, Unity. Then we have this one. I want to do this. I always want to have the game related stuff at the bottom. System Unity. Okay. And then we do private interactable interactable. Let's see what we want to call it. We want to call it let's call it interactions. We're gonna call it interactable array. And let's see if we can properly populate this one. It would be nice. And I want to start doing like this, I think. Yo, what's up, Jax? Interactable array. Let's see if this one works now. Oh, it would be so nice if it did. Why? Let's see, entity, playable entity, interactable array. We make it a bit bigger, we can add. Fuck me. Okay, we'll see if there is something we've missed. So this works with attribute function, right? Scheduler. So this is an abstract class. Do we define anything? System serializable, that's okay. I think we have this one, but we'll see. So if we took a look at the base class, we have just abstract class interactable. We don't need to, doesn't need to be serializable or anything, but scheduler system serializable. But if I remember correctly, we had it like that, didn't we? Interactable hold system serializable, yeah. So what is the error we get? Playable entity, interactable array. Hate this because everything pretty much depends on this one right here. It's not, it's just that we want to be able to assign abstract or derived classes in Unity. We should be able to get it working in some way. I want to see if we use it in, oh, it's going to be so nice when we, so all of these components called actions are going to be replaced by one action handler. An action handler is going to refer to a lot of non-mono behavior actions. It's going to be so nice. But we need this one to work for that to be the case. What's up, Hinkle? Perhaps because you're applying the attribute to an array. I see. One sec. That might actually be true. Let's see here. I think we have player movement. Here we have attribute functions. Here we have this attribute scheduled by time and attribute function action modifier. Here we actually have so here it works as well. Player movement. Let's see. Oops. Player movement. Attribute function. Serialize field attribute function. Attribute functions. Okay, I get it. It's scheduler and action. Yeah, Hinkle, you're probably correct. So type and what is it? Scheduler and action. So this one and this one, it's not an array. Okay. Beautiful. So my question then, let's see if I can figure this out. So if I would like to do we can try without first, but I would like this to be a list eventually. How would one go about doing that? So character 01 prefab. Jesus. Okay, this doesn't look good at all. Okay, it still doesn't work. Interesting. But if we would be doing attribute function scheduler, Engel, I think you might have to clear the serialized data. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so now we have entity, and here we can choose. Oh, this is so pretty. Oh, it would be amazing if we could get this to work with. So do we have, is the serialized data cleared now? Could I go back to inter? One sec though. Ooh, I know. I think I know the problem. I just wrote interactable, which means that we take this one. Maybe that should be okay either way, but we want to use game.actions.interactions.interactable array, please. Interactable hold, anchor points, and then we can choose the anchor points. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. And then I would love to be able to do bam. Interactable array. But yeah, it's a little bit weird. We're doing it on, I wonder if it works. It should work. Not appearing at all. Inkle, the easy but dirty workaround is a wrapper class. Yeah, I thought about that real quick. Like, maybe like a wrapper class isn't too bad. I don't know. But if we do, could we do? I'm gonna try something stupid here probably, but you can't. Can you actually set system.serializable on an abstract class? Interactable array, we add one, we get some errors, but we still have interactable hold here. And then we can add an additional one, we get unsupported type interactable. Apply modified properties. But I mean, so this is how I would like it to be eventually. We probably want to add title here as well, I think. But I do wonder why we get this error. Unsupported type interactable. Is a better option to do. We remove this from the abstract class and we add serialized field, serialized reference, abstract selectable. I'm pretty much just brute forcing it currently. But then we don't get it at all. Okay. Weird, weird, weird. So to make it work, to be able to have an array of abstract or derived classes, we need to have system serializable on the abstract class interactable, but having that leads to one error. Or we do it with a wrapper class. I mean, this error we get, it doesn't really tell me anything. And like, this is a third-party solution for getting to be able to work with derived classes like this. So if I would need to change it myself, I don't know if that would work that good. Unsupported type interactable. Okay, so I think the issue we're getting here is that when we try to list all of these, it also tries to list the base class, the abstract class interactable. And when it tries to do that, we get an error, right? But if we don't do system serializable on interactable, it doesn't appear at all. I'm gonna try one thing real quick as well. Isn't it name, or is it title? Have this somewhere else. But I mean, it's not that necessary if it doesn't work. Name. Yo, what's up, Dan? Thank God you're still streaming. Yeah, we'll see how far we will go today. I don't want to do custom. Are we gonna do... we might actually do a wrapper class. Why not? Or do I? If we do a wrapper class like this... yeah, maybe. Can we do a wrapper struct? Because we don't want to change it. Let's try it. So we do interactable definition. Actually, I don't think... Nah, I don't want to have a separate file for it. We're just gonna put it beneath interactable. So let's put it here, and interactable definition. If we do public string name and public interactable, and then we jump to entity, and this one we put here instead, right? It's a little bit cheap with wrapper classes, but maybe we can solve two problems here. So interactable array, here we do game actions, interactions, interactable definition, interactable definitions. And we do serialize field. Maybe we need to make the struct serializable as well. It always, I think it feels a little bit weird since it's a struct, but we'll see. Maybe it makes sense. Playable entity. Oops. System.serializable. Interactable definitions, and then we have list is empty. We add one, we have element 0, then we can change its name to hold, and then we have interactable, and then we do interactable hold here. We don't have any errors here. Yeah, I reckon this will work. Would love this name to be wrapper classes. Yeah, I think we can keep it like this, actually. Yeah, I think it's good. The important part is that we can define it here. Interactable hold anchor points. Did we actually define them? Action interaction, pickup, focus in state processing, pickup definitions. Oh yeah. Animation definitions, care, anchor points, interactable. Ah, yeah, this is interactable. Okay, did we actually define, let's see, various items, shovel, interactable pickup, and then we have anchor point here. Yes. I think this is pretty nice. Nice way to do it. So interactable definitions, this is all the interactions that can be done to it. And then we're gonna have action definitions as well. Then again, this wrapper thing, I don't know. Maybe we can look into it tomorrow real quick. Like, I'm a little bit afraid that we settle with this wrapper, which does its job. We have an additional string here, which is not the best thing. But I mean, so what I'm afraid of is that we settle with this solution, and then some weeks or months or years down the road, we want to remove this, and then we have so many setups of interactability and stuff like this. So if we reset this one, we're going to have to redo all of those, and that would really, really suck. Yeah, maybe we can look into it tomorrow, because I want to see here, interactable definition. Hinkle, can't you modify the code for abstract selectable? It's not like it's a third-party solution. Got it from a GitHub repository, and we can modify it. It's just that, like, I've not built it myself. I have no idea how it works. So that's probably like if we wanna make this work without a wrapper class, we're gonna have to modify abstract selectable. So I guess I'm gonna have to learn how to do it. So the biggest problem seems to be for it to appear. Do you have the link to the GitHub? Yeah, I can fetch it. I think I have it as a starred on my, let's see. I can link it. I wonder if it is. Fuck, I have two of them starred. I don't remember which one of these it is. It's probably. I think it's this one. I've done some renaming, that's pretty much it. The error we get is probably related to the fact that it's mostly done for or it was implemented initially for interfaces only, right? But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, because the problem is when we add system serializable here, because this one isn't serializable, I guess, because it's abstract. No, it should skip abstract classes. Yeah, the problem is that it should skip, like, having this one here makes or breaks it when we want to pack it into an array. So it should skip, that's... Like, let's just put it like this again. So if we have... let's comment this one out. if we have this, private let's call it this. If we have it like this, then if we keep it like this and we have this system serializable on interactable, then we get character, then we have it here, but as soon as we add something, we thought we were going to get an error, but we don't anymore. So maybe, no, then it's solved, I guess. Fuck. Why did we get an error previously? Yeah, it might have been that we didn't fully clear the serialization, I guess. So if we don't have this one here, it doesn't work. Then we add this one, oops. Then we add it here. We get it. We have it here, interactable list. Okay, beautiful. I'm happy with this. Nice. Okay, good thing we tried it again. So here we have it. I'm a little bit annoyed by element 0 here, but I don't really care. I'm a bit annoyed, but I don't really care about that one. And I actually want this one to be name. Okay, that's fucking great. I love this. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And then we want to have as well, we want to have, so action. Here we do not here, but here, system.serializable. Action interaction. We don't really do anything here. I don't even know if we want to keep this one eventually. We will see system serializable. And then we do action interaction hold system serializable. Great. And then we can hopefully do, we move to entities, and then we have entity, dynamic entity, animate entity. Dynamic entity can't do any actions, but animate entity can. Possible actions. So much like entity, we do editor extensions. System. Game. So animate entity, here we do serialize reference abstract selectable. Private game.actions.action array action list. We're gonna replace it with this one eventually. So then we have character. So now we have interactable list, where we can, so here we add how something can be, an entity can be interacted with. And then we have an action list. And here we add what kind of actions an entity can do. I think this is pretty damn nice. Instead of having a list like this, action, so where each action is a mono behavior. But I think we're gonna have, now when I think about it, I don't think we will have the action list here like this. We're gonna have an action handler eventually. But this one I think we can keep here. Interactable hold. Game actions, interactions. I think we want to go game.actions.interactables here and just name it hold as well. Or is that weird? Maybe. But we're gonna do that tomorrow, because unfortunately I need to run now. Another day with great progress, I think. I'm not entirely sure that we can finish it off by tomorrow. Depends on how much I can stream, I guess. So I might need to postpone this, but it shouldn't take too much longer. So we should either have it in place on Monday or Tuesday, I reckon. Fuck feels great with a new, fresh action system. Thank you, Derek. Appreciate it. As always. Have a good day, you too. Yeah, we're gonna continue this tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. Always appreciate it. And have a great rest of the day. Peace.